In a world of fake smiles, shallow likes, and temporary alliances, real friendship feels rare. Loyalty is even rarer, and many ask, can we even trust anyone anymore? The Stoics had a powerful, refreshing view of friendship. They didn't take it lightly. To them, friendship wasn't just connection, it was a shared path toward virtue. In this video, we'll explore what the Stoics got right about friendship and loyalty, and how their ancient insights can guide you to deeper, stronger, more meaningful relationships today. 1. Friendship is a mirror of your values. The Stoics believed that friendship is not just about enjoyment, but about virtue. Seneca wrote, "He who regards himself only and enters into a friendship for this reason reckons wrongly." In other words, if you become friends just for benefit or pleasure, that's not friendship, that's use. True friendship, to a Stoic, is about mutual improvement. You walk the path of virtue together. You sharpen each other. You hold each other accountable, not out of criticism, but care. Don't rush into relationships. Epictetus taught, don't make friends with anyone until you've tested their character. Now, this may sound a bit cold, but really, it's not about being paranoid. It's about being intentional. Many people rush into connections because of loneliness, or maybe just surface compatibility, or even because someone has a lot of charm or charisma. But the Stoic asks, do they live with integrity? Do they make me better? Are they aligned with my values? If the answer is no, honestly, it's just not worth the emotional investment. Friendship, like any great relationship, must be earned, not given away freely. Real friendship is rare, and that's okay. Seneca acknowledged this clearly. If you find one friend in life, consider yourself fortunate. The Stoics never believed in quantity, they believed in quality. Just one friend who is honest, loyal, virtuous, and willing to grow with you is worth more than 1,000 acquaintances who only stick around when things are easy. So, don't chase many. Find one or two, and go deep. A Stoic friend doesn't just comfort you, they confront you. Seneca again. A friend is someone who points out your faults, and does so with kindness. To a Stoic, loyalty isn't blind. A real friend won't just pat you on the back when you're wrong. They'll speak hard truths, with gentleness, to bring you back to virtue. They ask, is this your best self? Are you choosing the path of strength or comfort? What does your higher nature demand right now? That's not judgment, that's love. You must also be a Stoic friend. It's easy to want good friends. But the Stoics ask, are you being one? Marcus Aurelius believed that friendship, like virtue, begins within. You must become loyal, even when it's hard. Honest, even when it's awkward. Steady, even when emotions rise. You must be someone others can trust, others can lean on, others can grow with. Before asking who's in your corner, ask, whose corner am I in? Don't depend on friends for inner peace, this is crucial. The Stoics valued friendship deeply, but they didn't depend on it for happiness. Epictetus said, seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourself. Why? Because people are mortal. They change, they leave, they die. If your peace depends on their presence, your peace is fragile. True Stoic friendship is interdependence, not dependency. You choose each other freely, without emotional slavery. Friendship must be based on mutual respect, not agreement. We live in an age of echo chambers. Agree with me or we can't be friends. That's weakness. The Stoics believed that truth is sharpened through disagreement, as long as it's respectful. Seneca wrote, friendship always benefits. Love sometimes injures. He meant, real friends challenge your thinking. Real friends don't flatter. Real friends can disagree and still stay. If you end every friendship over a disagreement, you're not seeking friendship, you're seeking reflection. There's a subtle wisdom here. The Stoics didn't cling, but they committed. They loved with full hearts, but didn't let love control them. They believed in amor fati, which means love of fate. If a friendship ended due to death or distance, they grieved but accepted. Marcus wrote, accept whatever comes, woven in the pattern of your destiny for what could more aptly fit your needs. That's not coldness. It's inner freedom. Loyalty doesn't mean clinging, it means showing up with consistency, virtue, and grace, until the path naturally diverges. For the Stoics, friendships weren't escapes from life, they were exercises in character. In your friendships, you can practice patience, forgiveness, courage, humility, and generosity. Seneca saw friendships as a mirror. They reflect who you are, and show you who you could become. Friendship is not just something to enjoy, it's something to cultivate. Seneca once said, "Misfortune is the test of true friendship." When you're broke, broken, grieving, or struggling, that's when the real friends stay. Not because it benefits them, but because it's who they are. And likewise, when your friend is misunderstood, will you speak up for them? When they're down, will you walk beside them, not ahead? When the world forgets them, will you still remember? Stoic loyalty means constancy, showing up, even when it's uncomfortable, costly, or inconvenient. So, how do you actually apply Stoic friendship in your life today? Well, let's break it down into some actionable steps. First, review your circle. Ask yourself, who lifts me toward my higher self? Who pulls me away from my values? And who would I trust in hardship? And why? Now don't be cruel, but be clear. It's okay to drift away from shallow ties and instead, lean into the ones built on virtue. Next, strengthen one key friendship. Don't try to aim for 10, just choose one. Reach out, express real appreciation, ask a deeper question, offer support without being asked, and be present, fully. Remember, friendships aren't maintained by proximity. They're maintained by intentionality. Finally, reflect on yourself as a friend. Here's a journaling prompt to try. Am I the kind of friend I wish to have? Be honest with yourself. Then act. If you've failed to show up now. If you've been reactive, apologize. If you've withheld care, offer it. Loyalty isn't about perfection, it's about effort aligned with virtue. Not all friendships last. Sometimes, people just outgrow each other, or maybe their paths change, or things end in betrayal, or even just fade with time. The Stoics didn't deny grief, but they didn't let it become bitterness. If someone leaves, bless them. If they hurt you, heal, forgive, and move forward. Let loyalty be defined by how you act, not how they did. Here are 5 Stoic prompts to deepen your friendships. Does this friendship help me live more virtuously? Do I offer honesty, even when it's hard? Do I show up only when it's easy, or also when it's hard? Is there a hard truth my friend needs? And do I love them enough to say it? Am I living in a way that inspires my friends to grow? Use these prompts not to judge, but to build. What would the Stoics say to you right now? If Seneca heard you say, "I don't have many friends," he'd remind you, it is better to have one wise friend than many foolish ones. If Epictetus saw you clinging to a toxic relationship, he'd ask, is this friendship strengthening your reason, or weakening it? If Marcus Aurelius saw you loyal to someone who had changed, he might say, love them still, but don't abandon yourself. The Stoics weren't cynical about friendship. They were serious about it, because they knew that a good friend isn't just good company. They're a companion on the road to wisdom. Just some final thoughts. Stoic friendship is rare but real. You don't need a crowd. You need a few who tell you the truth, stand with you in storms, and walk beside you when you forget who you are. Be that person. Seek that person. Build that connection, slowly, intentionally, wisely. The world needs more loyal friends. It starts with you. Choose character, choose depth, choose loyalty, and remember, a Stoic friend doesn't just comfort you, they call you higher.